go. Hey, John, that's 2 weeks in a row. The opening came off perfectly, John, and your name
I
is
think we
still
got
in
it
there.
down pat now. Yes, we got it down pat now. We're rolling.
Hey, I think we do. Hey, welcome everybody to Let Him Run this afternoon, Saturday, September 6th. Coming to you live, Let Him Run with myself, Freddie York, and the traveling handicapper, once again living up to his name, John Costin. Nobody has a better studio in the business every week, week to week. John, where you at today, buddy?
Back down the shore, down at Seaside, Midway Beach right now. Too windy to be on the beach. I started the day there, but now I'm up in a cubby hole here so I could talk and hear this podcast.
John, you're the best. And you said you're going to go catch a nice band later on, Old Dominion, right?
Yeah, we're gonna leave here and head to Atlantic City and stay at Ocean and go next door to Hard Rock and see Old Dominion. One of my favorite country bands for sure.
Great show. Great band. I'm sure they're going to be a great show. I know you like country music, so I know you're staying right in your wheelhouse there, going to see Old
Yep.
Dominion. So, hey, John, before we get started, you mentioned something before we had the show started about big races coming up locally once again. And again, I'm going to be covering Monmouth. John's going to cover Del Mar first. But before we jump into that, John, Parks Racing has some big action coming. Why don't you comment on that?
Yeah, coming up, what's it, September 19th and 20th. Friday, they have their state bred, Pennsylvania State Bred Day, offer all $100,000 races for the state breds. And then
Super.
Saturday, they offer all the big races for the big time horses all over the country they're going to be shooting in. $1 million cotillion for the fillies and $1 million Pennsylvania Derby for the males. So two great $1 million races coming up. We'll probably do our podcast, I think, live maybe from there if everything works out good. But I plan on attending, that day over at Parks.
I think that would be a wonderful idea. I've been to those races in the past. It's tremendous. The best horses come in, the best jockeys, the best trainers. So it's going to be an excellent day to be there at Parks. And again, Let Him Run. There's John. There you go. John, happy hour once again.
It's happy hour every day for me now that I'm retired.
Okay. So it's going to be a great time. We'll look at that as we get closer to that. And we'll certainly probably handicap that day. John and I will put our heads together and put some information out there for those races from Parks, September 19th and September 20th. So on that note, John, why don't we go ahead and run into John is going to put up some information on the late pick 5 at Del Mar. And I believe that begins with race 7. When John gets through it, I'll put his pick 5 ticket up there for our folks to look at, John. So why don't you jump into it, John, and get us started, brother?
All right, sounds good. As we mentioned yesterday, happy hour. Kentucky Downs got a great card today. We were just keeping our fingers crossed the rain stayed away, and Fred's last report was that it is skirting the area but not hitting Kentucky Downs, which is great news. They did get an inch of rain yesterday. They're taking the rails down. So it was a speed bias and a rail bias prior. So keep your ears open and eyes open if you're watching Kentucky Downs today. But it's just so tough over there, and I couldn't make heads or tails of half them races. So that's why I'm defaulting to Del Mar, their last Saturday card of the entire summer meet at Del Mar, getting ready for the Breeders' Cup coming up in November. But it's the last Saturday card for the Del Mar meet.
Awesome. All right, cool.
All right, we're going to kick it off race 7. The last 5 races is the late pick 5. Great race that I talked about yesterday. I'm just looking forward to these juvenile filly 3-year-olds, 2-year-old fillies, baby 2-year-olds who just broke their maiden, most of them. Now they're stretching out to a mile. Some have never been 2 turns yet. They all won their 5 furlong grass race. Now they got to stretch out. So really interesting race and absolutely love a horse here. I would almost, single on my tickets. I'm going to single a couple times with this horse. Number 5, South Bay, Tim Yakteen, Little Red Feather Racing, an outfit that, grouped together guys, bought some horses, Little Red Feather. And before this horse ran, they said that, you're going to see something special. And basically that first race that this horse ran kind of was, got stuck in there a little bit, waited for room. angled, got the split, came through, and then a little green in the stretch, never switched leads till very late. When switched leads late in the stretch, just took off like a rocket. So this horse was bred to be a turf router. So that 5 furlongs win was surprising and
It's strong.
encouraging,
Yeah,
strong. So
absolutely.
I think stretching out to this race, 1 month since the last race, perfect timing between, everything fits. And I think this horse is going to be a star and maybe be a Breeders' Cup contender, going forward. So South Bay is absolutely my top lone A in the race, for sure. But I would want some coverage on a pick 5 ticket. The one, it's been off since May. The problem is they haven't really found any races for this horse, to run. They were going to run her on the dirt in Sorrento, but opted to just stick with the turf since, she broke her maiden there. So that
Sure.
horse on the rail, it's going to be kind of tough. I'm not including it in my ticket, but number 2, the 20-1 shot, I'm going to try to find a way to include that one. Really slow on figures, but something's telling me that Tim Yak team, the other Tim Yak team, I got the 5 horse, but it's the other one that's probably light up the board at $47 or something. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one. But
Hey, that might be a
also
good one to do, John. That might be that's a great example of what we talked about yesterday. Happy hour, the trifecta key.
underneath. I don't know if that is because it's so unproven. There's no results to really show that it's a hard
Can't really
trier.
use it yet.
I can't use it yet for these baby races. I wouldn't do a tri-key because
Good
nobody's
point.
really proven. So let's see. Number 5, who's 1 for 1, the 9 Improbable You, who just missed in her debut. Now a maiden coming into the stake race. Been working with older mares and with the barn and definitely holding her own. So they really liked her there. And number 11, I'm going to throw in just because that move was just breathtaking to see from last to
Oh,
first.
yeah,
Swooped the field,
big
inhaled
time.
the field, and went by it like nothing. So I'm going to have to go 5 deep in the first leg here.
Okay, I like it.
All right, moving on to the next leg. Here we got, a couple obvious horses. Delmar Jerry, the 3. Where did that race come from? All those, mediocre buyers, and all of a sudden a 99 and wins by 4 lengths. But the horse has 6 wins out of 13 starts. Look at the rest of the field. They're all eligible for non-winners of one other than. They all, won one time, except the 5, who has 3 wins out of 5 starts. That's my, other pick. So I'm leaning towards the 3 and the 5. Every single race the 5 has run, the buyer has gone up. So the horse is just getting better and better and better coming out of state bred stake races. Won 3 in a row. Second time off the layoff will get tighter, better. So I'm really giving the 5 a big shot.
John,
Maybe
who's training the 5, John? Who's training the 5?
That's Phil D'Amato.
Okay.
Phil D'Amato and the jock Aseu. He's been on him 4 times,
Gotcha.
2nd and 3 wins. So they fit. First time Lasix. Let's see what else here. And then also the other one is the 2 horse, very consistent with Fresu. But really, if you watch the horse in a stretch, super goofy. I mean, just hasn't put it together yet. Can't figure it out, and all over the place, like in the stretch. So if she figures it out, she ran 2nd to Privman last time, who is a stakes, placed horse now after I came out of that race. So if she can figure it out, I'm afraid of her. So I'm going to use the 3 logicals, the 2, 3, and 5 in this race.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, moving over to the 9th race. Let's see, we got the grade 2 JC maybe handicap 1.125 on the grass. I think I'm using what do I got here? A couple horses here. Really, 4 is definitely your standout horse. Will be the favorite. Came home last time in 22 and 3/5. Motored home and blew by. Prior to that, she ran into She Feels Pretty and ran 3rd to her. So that quality will hold up in a race against She Feels Pretty.
Oh, She
3rd.
Feels Pretty is a tremendous horse. So coming out of that race, that's got to be big.
Yeah, running 3rd, 3 lengths behind that. I like that a lot. And then you got give me another, the South African bred, the 7 horse, who that yielding turf race 2 back at Saratoga. I'm just putting a line through that. And if you put a line through that race and mistake the yielding turf course, every race has been 1st or 2nd right there. And only defeats came to She Feels Pretty. But it really bothers me last time that no reason in the world she should lose that race. She set the softest pace, 114 and change, 137, and she still couldn't hold on as the even money favorite. That but Grand Motion only ships out west when he's got wind
Something
on the
hot.
line. So
Yep.
no, that's Grand Motion. Yep. So it's I would think it's the 4 and the 7, but as a sneaky one, I'm going to use Public Assembly in there, who yellow ribbon coming out of a grade 2, ran a good second. Maybe could just get the trip and just sit in there and get first run on some of the closers. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go 3 deep in that race.
Gotcha.
All right. And moving up to number 10, this race here. Yeah, you got number 6, who just won at a higher condition. It was claimed out
Right.
of that race. Now Doug O'Neill is dropping it, but it is protected off the claim. That's why he could get away with it. So this horse might be, even money favorite now that in the O'Neill barn, dropping off a win.
Sure.
And, he knows he can't lose it. So this is just an absolutely perfect spot for this horse. The race was like written for this. And the other one I really like in here is the 5, Titanic Thompson, who probably be a little bit more forward than the 6 is, and maybe can just hold them off. But just too deep in here, the 5 and 6, basically the 2 principals. And if you look back, July 18th, that was Del Mar's opening day card. And this horse was
Yeah.
stuck on the rail, and the rail was poison that opening day. They came from the middle of the track around the turn. Nobody on the rail was holding up. This horse just missed a head going all the work on that dead rail. So that's why I'm going to give Titanic Thompson, a little bit. And number 9, number 8, if you look back, he ran on that same day. He was chasing Titanic Thompson in that race. Actually, no, it was a different race, but he was on a dead rail on the 18th as well, and he got beat 5 lengths. But that rail was, his hindrance. So maybe a second look at the number 8 for a price, but I think with the 5 and 6, I would have it covered.
Gotcha. I like it. Now we got the big penultimate race right now where we're going to see Will Pace, John. We want to see Will Pace, right, brother?
All right. How do we get paid on this pick 5? And we're going to get paid possibly 3 different ways. Wordplay, the 7 is going to be the favorite, but it looks like the last 2 races, he just ran into fields that he was just better than the fields that, were put in front of him. He just found his friends that he could, dominate over.
Gotcha.
You can see the odds. He was 1-20 when he won that 5-horse race at Santa Anita. Then he was even money in the same class, and he just found horses that he could beat. This seems to be a little bit more challenging for him. Maybe it's just that simple, and he's just better than this level of class, and move on. But got to use him. And who else here? I wanted the 12 on the outside. Freysu, since Freysu's got on this horse, 2 wins and just missed a second. Traffic last time, finished well. If he doesn't get the traffic, he might be 3 for 3 with Freysu on it. He's got 3 wins. The rest of the fields all got 1 win, other than my 7, which is World Play. He's got his 3 wins. A lot of them are just, breaking their maiden. Another one I'm going to throw in there is a price 12-1 with Mark Glatz. Kent Desormeaux rides. Very consistent closing type. First or second, just got every race.
Kent Desormeaux, you said.
Kent Desormeaux, at this meet, he's got 4 wins out of 16, so he's 25%.
That's pretty good.
And he's got
God bless.
3
That's
seconds
great.
and 3 thirds. So he's 10 out of 16 in the money, and it's great to see Kent, back riding good again. So
met him at I met him at Saratoga in the National Horse Racing Museum. Super guy.
He was there probably. Yes, he is.
Yep.
All right, so that wraps it up, and it's a $135 ticket I put together. For budget purposes, in the last race, if you got room to add the 6 horse, the 6 is one that Fred would love. The speed of the speed. So if she gets out there, she went 110-3 last time on the lead. They figured out just put her out there and go, and she went. And if she does that again and bottoms the field out again, I'd hate to see turning for home her with a 2-length lead, and the closers already tried to get into the race, and they're just spinning their wheels. And this horse goes all the way at 9-1, and you're kicking yourself. So if the budget allows, the 6 would be an ad for me in the last race.
Also, John, well, first of all, great analysis. Absolutely. As always, Del Mar, you've been pretty hot there. Did the scratches come out yet at Del Mar? They did not come out yet, right?
No, before this podcast, I did not see them. Nope.
Yeah, so again, the ticket may allow you, if there's any of the horses in your sequence that I have John's sequence up there right now, if any of those horses scratch in some of those legs, and John gave you a pretty good insight into why he likes those horses in that sequence, that would allow you to put the 6 in the last race, and the budget may still be about the same. So we've got to keep that in mind once we take a look at the scratches that will come out in Del Mar. And on that note, John, I got to say, once again, you're looking fit, you're looking tan, you're looking comfortable. No question about it. You make the most of it, and I hope you guys have a great time down there. I hope you enjoy the concert. We'll be communicating, I'm sure, with the sequence that you laid out, and then hopefully we get to talk about a winner that we brought home in this Pick 5 ticket, John. So, as always, my brother, thank you for being with us, John. I look forward to talking to you again, and we'll see you soon. So, good luck.
All right, appreciate it. All listeners, good luck out there today, and listen to Fred's Monmouth handicapping. I'm sure a lot of good info coming your way at Monmouth. East Coast, West Coast, we got you covered this weekend. Let them run.
All right, Johnny. Take care, brother. All right. Once again, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to my buddy John Costin, always making time to come on the show as we continue to grow the show and give information. John loves Del Mar. I mean, he loves lots of tracks. But right now, he certainly is keeping his eye on what's going on at Del Mar. I'll keep his Pick 5 ticket up there for a little while I break down what's going on at Monmouth up here. As John said, West Coast, East Coast. I stayed away from Gulfstream this weekend because Saturday, I know this today, that there's lots of rain down there. And in fact, all the races down there have been taken off the turf at Gulfstream. So that takes away a little bit from some of the ability to really lay your thoughts on how you want to run your ticket across. So I went up to Monmouth Park. Again, been in Monmouth Park plenty of times. Great track, great venue. They're doing some good stuff there. They're building some new things in the area to upgrade the experience that you have when you go to Monmouth Park. So we're going to cover the late Pick 5, which kind of starts early. The race 5 starts at 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. It's a 5.5 furlong sprint on the turf. And it looks as if the rain is going to hold off till at least 5 or 6 o'clock. This card, the last race, the 9th race, which is a big race, we'll talk about that at the end, is scheduled to go off at 4:40. So I think we're going to avoid any problems with the weather as far as I can see when I scanned the radar through Oceanport, New Jersey, which is where Monmouth is located. So the 5th race is a field of 10, no scratches, big field, tough to pick some horses out. So I went 4 deep here. I went with the 2, the 6, the 7, and the 8. The 2 is Cozinal, 7-2 Moorline, being ridden by Sunny Leone. And this horse has a nice speed and stalk style. I think in a race like this, you're going to need to get out. It comes out of that awkward little chute that they have at Monmouth Park. So being on the inside is a little bit of a better place to be. So again, the 2, 6, 7, 8. The 6 is another horse that I think has a chance. Again, this is a maiden claiming 16,000. All these horses are still looking for their first win. The 6, Wildcat Fire, a 3-1 morning line with Vargas on him. Again, has put up some decent buyers for this level. I think that horse has a big chance. My number 1 pick, and I think can be the Speed of the Speed. And if you like movies, this is one of my favorite movies. That Thing You Do. Was a tremendous movie. If you didn't watch it, watch it. If the horse wins, definitely want to watch it. This horse, I think, could be the Speed of the Speed. And from the 8 slot, I think he's going to get out. Martinez, the jockey, has been on him before. He lost by a head the last time out at this level at 5 furlongs on turf. So it's a little bit longer, but I think he's got a little more bottom in him this time. He is 3rd off the layoff for trainer Mike Deeney, who's a very underrated, good trainer. And I think if this horse can shake free again with Martinez on him, he has a good chance to win. I'm more in line 7-2. I hope it stays in that neighborhood. That'd be great. The other horse that I'm including in here is the 7, Princess Chloe, ridden by Colin Morar, trained by a good trainer, Jorge Delgado, who races a lot of horses down in Gulfstream Park. So familiar with some of his tactics. This horse is getting a pretty nice weight break of 112 pounds, 7-pound weight break from his last race where he was 119. I think that could add a little bit to this horse in terms of how he can stay up with the front runners and might have a little chance here if he can keep that going. He was previously trained by Salvatore Santoro, so going into the barn of Jorge Delgado does very good with his first-time claims. So that's race number 5. Race number 6 at Monmouth Park is a field of 5. There was 3 scratches, so the field got a little shorter. It is an optional claiming $20,000 race. Non-winners have won 6 furlongs on the dirt. So you got to field a 5. I before the scratches came out, I already had laid out the 1, 3, and 5. I really like the 1. I think this 1 could be the speed of the speed again with Sonny Leone on this horse. He's already run 3 times at Monmouth, has won 5 times at this distance, so he's very familiar with the 6 furlong distance, very familiar with Monmouth Park, and I think trainer Claudio Gonzalez knows how to get horses home and get them good once they're good, and he always puts a good race. This horse, the number 1 River Dog, morning line at 3-1. The other horse I picked is the number 3 Private Desire, ridden by great jockey down there, Sammy Camacho, who's riding really well down there, and trained by a hot trainer down there, Gregory Sacco. 33% Gregory Sacco hits. First time this horse is racing at Monmouth. Last time out, he raced at Saratoga. The time before that, he raced at Ellis Park. Been down to Tampa, raced at Aqua. So given a shot here at Monmouth Park, I think this horse could be the class of the field. His morning line is 2-1, so that clearly shows. He is dropping down quite a bit from a $110,000 allowance race, and prior to that, a $24,000 allowance race. So it looks to be this horse could be the class of the field. Morning line appropriately should be a favorite at 2-1, and I think that line is probably likely to go down. But I also included in here a little bit of a price. The number 5, Boardwalk Jack, another hot trainer down there, Edwin Owens, who's doing well. This horse is very good at the distance, 2 for 2 at the distance and 2 for 4 at Monmouth Park. Last race he was in, he won. The race before, he won with Vargas, the jockey who is staying on him again, another horse who's 3rd off the layoff. And when the trainer Owens gets horses good, they stay good. He's 26% won the last start. So I think that horse is another chance. So in that race, I'm going to use the 1, the 3, and the 5. So I think we need to keep track of that. I'm going to put my pick 5 ticket up there as we go through the we go through the sequence. Race 7 is a mile again on the turf. Claiming $16,000 race. Interesting, nice little field here. I think there's a couple horses that we can lean on. I'm going to lean on a couple. There was a scratch in the 7 Easy World. I kind of did like that horse, but he scratched out, so I had to leave him out off the ticket. But I like the 3, the 4, and the 9. The 3 is my top pick. This horse has the perfect style for this kind of race. A mile on turf, being ridden again by the jockey I just mentioned the race before, Vargas. Being trained by Lindsay Schultz, good trainer down there. I think this distance fits this horse perfectly, shortening up from a mile and 16th last time out to a mile. I think this horse is going to get out, not necessarily a need the lead speed horse, but a horse that can track the leader, stalk with the leaders if somebody else decides to get out there. And there are a couple horses in here who might get out. I don't think they're going to last the mile, but I think that horse, Serene Kathleen, at 5-2, a little bit of a price, could be a big player in this race. Another horse that I really like too is the number 4, Pretty Thing, being trained, but again, by good trainer Jorge Delgado, the morning line at 2-1. And when Jorge Delgado puts on Madison Oliver as his jockey, that hits at about 30%, about 33% elsewhere, 30% in Monmouth Park. So when Jorge Delgado puts Madison Oliver, one of the 3 female jockeys who we'll talk about in the 9th race, which the 9th race is very interesting. We'll get to that shortly. But that would be my second pick. This horse is also the number 1 Prime Power. As you know, I like Brisnet. Use a lot of their information to help me make my picks. Has the E8 speed figure. So this horse could possibly get out. And if he gets out, or she gets out well, I think this horse could definitely go to the front and stay there with this good jockey on this horse. And I think that's the other choice. The other horse that I use in here is the number 9 horse. I went a little bit deeper with this horse, the 9 horse, Michaela. 6-1, has a great post to watch this race unfold. And Sonny Leone, who's a very good jockey, can decide what he wants to do with her when this horse sees how the race unfolds. Has raced at this distance several times before, already won at the distance. Only raced 3 times at Monmouth Park. This horse is coming up from Tampa and has raced at Delaware the last race, but been at Monmouth Park 3 times and already won 1. So in that race, we're talking about the 3, 4, and the 9. Okay, the 8th race, which is the 4th leg of this pick 5, we're going to look at an optional claiming $15,000 non-winners. Another sprint, a 6 furlong sprint. Nice little race with a good field to pick from. Once again, I went with 3 horses. Again, there was the scratch of the 5. Not a horse that I really liked, but the horses that I liked were the 4, the 6, and the 8. The 4, Captured Darling, I think has a really good shot. I think this horse, again, could be the speed of the speed. You got a good jockey on him with Sammy Marin. The horse has won 3 times at Monmouth Park, has won 3 times at the distance. So I think this horse has a good shot. Marin was on this horse 2 races back where he won with this horse. Sonny Leon rode the horse last time, ran another good race, came in second. So now we see Marin getting back on the horse. I think that horse has a big chance. The number 6 horse is my top pick. Again, Madsen Oliver, who was a great jockey down there at Monmouth Park. Met her one time. We sponsored a race, the Ancient Order of the Hibernians. She won the race. She welcomed us into the winner's circle, took a picture. Great jockey, great person, very nice to us. She got thrown off, and when the horse stumbled the last time out, the horse was fine. She was fine. The horse has since come back to work out a little bit. The horse has didn't work out since then, so it was obviously there was no issues going on. Again, the horse basically was fine, and she was fine. She's getting back on the horse again. The last 3 races before the race that she stumbled, second for a second. So this horse knows how to run, and I think this horse is going to have a big chance. 5-2 morning line. We'll see how that works out. But that's my top pick in this race, Kate's Love, the number 6. The other horse that I used in the sequence is the number 8 horse. Let her run, not let him run, let her run. And that's what we're going to try and do here is let her run. Again, trained by Ed Owens, a great trainer who's making his name for himself down here at the Monmouth Park. Sonny Leon once again jumps aboard this horse. Been a little bit off form lately, but the reason I like it is a turf to dirt angle hits at 50% for a trainer Owens. That's pretty big. And you hear a lot of times if a horse goes from turf to dirt, that you're going to see a change in the style of the race and the way the horse is running. This horse has run on dirt plenty of times. Hasn't won yet on a fast course. Again, this is non-winners at once. Like all the horses, this horse also only has 1 win under his belt. Okay, let's get to the very interesting race. I love this race. The 9th race is an allowance, a $50,000 allowance race, 1 mile on the turf. A couple interesting things going on in this race. The 3 female jockeys, who are all very good jockeys from Monmouth Park, are all in this race. So I think it's going to be a little battle between those 3. You got Madsen Oliver, Melissa Iorio, and last but not least, Chantel Sutherland. If you're a fan of horse racing, you know Chantel Sutherland, great jockey. She had her big race off with Mike Smith back in the Breeders' Cup Classic many years back. He won, but she continued to race well. Got a lot of her races under her belt at Woodbine. Up there in Canada, and unfortunately in 2023 had an injury which sidelined her for a while. She wasn't sure if she was going to come back to racing, so God bless. We wish her the best of luck, but she is one of the 3 female jockeys who are riding this race. The other interesting thing about this race, Chad Brown sends 2 horses to Monmouth. That doesn't happen very often. So Chad Brown is sending a horse here to Monmouth. I'm sure he's not going there just to hang out at the beach. Not that Chad Brown will be there, but my point is the horses are going to be there. If Chad Brown sends a horse to a track at Monmouth Park, that's a good horse. And in fact, in my pick 5 ticket, you see I went with the 5-9. This 5 is a big horse, great horse. You watch that race, that horse closed like a train to win that race in a big field. There was a field of 9 in that race. There's a field of, I think, 9 in this race, 10 in this race, because there are no scratches as of yet. And again, you know, the weather down there, it looks like it's going to hold up. But boy, this horse is out of Munnings, tremendous breeding for turf and for the distance. The rail run, this horse showed some real braveness when it skimmed the rail to win with Camacho on it. And Camacho is on this horse again. The Beyer speed figure of 77 towers over the field for many of these runners who have been running quite a bit. The only other runner who has a close number to that is the 6. I did not use that horse. That is the other Chad Brown horse. Perhaps it will be a Chad Brown exacta. I'm not looking at that. I think this 5 horse is going to be a big horse to keep an eye on as well, to watch this horse as it continues to move on and see where Chad Brown is going to place this horse as the horse moves on. The other horse I used, another horse I like, and this horse is a little bit of a price at 7-2. I love the post that this horse has. Sonny Leone is on the horse. Bottle Rocket, the 9 horse, being trained by Michael Trombetta, who's hitting a 40% at Monmouth Park. He's 15 starts, 6 wins, 1 second, and 4 thirds. So out of his 15 races that he's put his horses in, he's 14 times in the money. So these horses are going to run well. And this horse is dropping a little bit from the last race. It was that race down at Colonial, which is racing today. Good track. Has number 1 Prime Power, which I put my hat on that all the time. The last 3 races was the favorite. Got bet down to favoritism in each race. Just couldn't close it out. I think against this caliber of horses, he might have a good chance to win. And at 7-2, that is a nice price. And I certainly would look to take that home if that horse ends up winning and we're alive in that late pick 5. So there's my ticket up there. I didn't put it up there, but it's a cost of $108 for a 50-cent base tip play. I'll pop John's pick 5 on there once again if you want to take a look at John's pick 5 at Del Mar, starting in race 7. Not going to have any, as far as I know, any weather worries out there in Del Mar because it is sunny and bright out there. This is their last day at Del Mar. So take a look at John's ticket. If you like that, play that ticket. Again, he kept it at a nice price, $135. The scratches didn't come out. Don't forget, he said in that last leg, and I like that horse as well, he might want to use, or you might want to use, if the budget allows, the 6 horse in that last race because he thinks that horse, and I agree, could be the speed of the speed. If he gets out all by himself, that horse could be gone all the way around all alone to the finish line. So that is John's pick 5 at Del Mar. Once again, this is my pick 5 at Monmouth Park for a price of $108. So on that note, I want to say thank you all for checking this out. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as we continue to put our podcast out there. We're going to continue to do tracks. There are certainly tracks that are going on. There was a race today at Kentucky Downs where there was supposed to be bad weather there. There's a race there, race 10, that I really like. It is a 6.5 furlong on turf. It's all turf down there at Kentucky Downs, and they apparently the rain held off. They might have got a little rain. I was listening to Joe Talamo. I love that guy. I love listening to him talk on TVG, FanDuel TV. He's a great jockey, but really good. Gives you a lot of perspective. And the 10th race, I really like the horse, and this horse could be the speed of the speed. Again, it's a quirky 6.5 furlongs on the turf. If you've watched any of the races at Kentucky Downs, the camera angles make you crazy because they switch, they cut, they switch. And then all of a sudden the horses are coming up the stretch and the uphill stretch, which is kind of interesting too, to watch that. So I would definitely take a chance looking at this race 10. It is a $1 million race, $2 million race, sorry, $2 million race. So you know all these horses are coming in looking for a big payday. It's the Ainsworth Franklin Simpson Grade 1 race running at 6.5 furlongs on the turf. I really like the number 9 horse, Nibago, being ridden by Flavian Pratt for the first time. You get Flavian Pratt on a horse for the first time. I think that's going to be a big selling point for this horse. His morning line's 10-1. I can't say it's saying 10-1, but if you know anything about watching Kentucky Downs, you know the odds in these races go crazy. It's a field of 12. There's 4 also eligibles that could possibly get into if there are any scratches. A couple other horses that I liked in that race. Interesting, the number 1 horse being ridden by Jose Ortiz. The 1 horse, Golden Afternoon, broke his maiden at Kentucky Downs, which is very unusual. Broke his maiden at Kentucky Downs about a year ago, and then since then traveled all over. Keeneland Fairgrounds, Churchill Downs, Presque Isle Downs, bounced all around. His last race was in June, at the end of June, so he's had a little time to get ready for this race. Been working out like a champ. A trainer that's a little bit unknown, Nicholas Vaccarezza, doesn't put a lot of horses out there, but interesting that Jose Ortiz jumped on this horse. That is not who broke the maiden. Irad broke the maiden with this horse 8 races ago. Stepping up in class, this is a Grade 1, but Grade 1 races at Kentucky Downs are kind of a little different than you're talking about a Grade 1 race at the Breeders' Cup or a Grade 1 race at other venues. Nevertheless, $2 million will attract a lot of horses and a lot of owners to check this out. So I am going to do a little something with the 9 race, the 9 horse Mibago being ridden by Flavian Pratt, morning line of 10-1. Another horse that also won at Kentucky Downs, besides the one, is the 6 horse being ridden by aggressive jockey, a jockey we all love in Monmouth Park and here on the East Coast is Manny Franco, Chasing Liberty, trained by Rob Atras. This horse won at Kentucky Downs at 6.5 furlongs in a very high level race. It was juvenile sprint back in September, again, about another year ago. So this horse knows how to win at Kentucky Downs at this distance. So let's take a look at those 3 horses, the 1, the 6, and the 9, see what you like in that. And at the same time, check out what we have at Monmouth Park there. Our Pick 5 ticket is lined up right there. I wish you all best of luck. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and stay tuned for some more information. You can also read our articles on Florida Sports Talk and New York Sports Talk, and check that out. And as we like to say, let them run.